I moved from California to New York and worked with different organizations and saw them pulled apart, torn apart. One of them was the Medical Committee for Human Rights that was very active in San Francisco and nationally.
And so was War Resisters League.
War Resisters League had the most fun. I was just talking to a friend and said they had the most wonderful people I know. I just enormous affection and admiration. I live in New York now and am president of Veterans Service chapter. Right, I know Dan well enough. This is years, and he does a great job of this. But we were just talking about the different chapters. But we work with WRL very closely.
Mandy Carter.
I don't. Anthony Donovan is one of the guys that we work with. But I just think it's so important to have groups of people working together. What
was the name of your group again?
The Resistance.
Just called the Resistance. Okay. And your name again is?
Steve.
Steve. What's the last name?
Lerner.
So I'm surprised, right? I didn't know you 50 years ago.
Well,
interesting.
There was a lot of people, there were a lot of activities. I was very involved at San Francisco State during the strike years. And, of course, we had a resistance table at San Francisco State. And our office was over on Guerrero and about 17th. So basically we were pretty much under the radar, which was in one way okay. But a lot of people went out on speaking engagements, went to schools, went to other places. But I don't think there were any names that came out of the San Francisco resistance that people would remember today other than people that were involved in that group.
You said some of the people were the founders of SNCC here too, or part of that?
Well, I don't know about SNCC.
Black Panthers.
Black Panthers,
Panthers.
Well, I think if Kathy Kornbluth shows up tonight, she has connections with those organizations or had connections with those organizations.
And there were, different types of connections. I think some people in the Medical Committee for Human Rights work with the Panthers in setting up clinics and,
And there was an organization that was set up called Connections Guidance Center. And what they did initially started out doing programs helping people in jails and came to the realization that who needed the help the most were the family members of people in jails. And so that organization, Connections Guidance Center, set about to and did a very effective job in being a support and referral organization for family members who were, as you can understand, were terrible fits. So, the movement spread out to different areas where the need was there.
It did, and I think it depended which community you were involved with, which groups you worked with. I feel like I have this narrow thing about the GI and veterans movement for peace.
Well, yeah, but, people that were involved there tracked into other things. You did time in jail, and then jail reform became a concern.
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
Helping medically, and then medical-related things, and of course, Agent Orange repercussions. That became a whole different area.
Long time to be recognized. Dan and I both worked
Agent
with a
Orange.
group on Agent Orange.
Yeah.
What were you involved with?
Well, I wasn't here. I was in Vietnam at the time, and I was
well, that's pretty involved.
19 years old. I didn't know shit, But exactly, I was still in Vietnam in October 14, 1968, and then I was just at the end of the month. I was being released and going to Okinawa and then to the Philippines for the rest of my tour. So, it was...
So did you get into a combat situation?
Yeah, I was in combat. I mean, there's part that I'm still dealing with, but I'm Agent Orange affected. There was a mutiny in the field that I was in on a search and destroy mission, and I'm still dealing with the issue of going into a village or a little farm, and I don't know what happened. My mind's blocked. It could have been a massacre. A lot of people died by booby traps. and it could just be that I'm reacting to that, because when we came back, they didn't talk about how many people were killed. They didn't say who the names were. It was like it didn't happen, and but it was insane, and I still can't figure it out. But
nor was much made of the fact that the governments of South Vietnam, Diem and Thieu and He, were as oppressive, if not more oppressive, than the government of North Vietnam.
Yeah.
Never become commonly public information, but it's absolutely
that's the
true.
that's the problem with Ken Burns.
Exactly.
So, that
Doesn't
you
talk
hit
about
the nail on the head right there. They didn't talk about that, did they?
No, but it's interesting. I mean, I think some of us knew some of what was going on.
What do you do in New York now, if anything, other than just enjoy yourself?
I do. I worked in public hospitals for 31 years, went in as a community organizer, and left as an administrator. And now I work with Veterans for Peace, Vietnam Veterans Against the War. I work with an organization that delivers services to the homeless in New York City. Seriously, persistently.
That's what I mean.